How do we actually know spiritual truth? It's a question a lot of us have wrestled with, especially if you grew up being taught that feeling the Spirit, that warm peace, that overwhelming sensation, that burning in the bosom, that huge burst of joy, that was the way God confirms truth. When I started paying attention, I realized something big. People in every religion describe the exact same feelings. A Catholic praying the rosary feels deep peace. A Muslim reading the Quran feels reassurance and clarity. A Protestant singing worship music feels joy and warmth. A Buddhist meditating feels calm and light. A Mormon reading the Book of Mormon feels a burning in the bosom. Even people outside religion feel that same inner glow during a powerful song, a moving film, or a quiet moment in nature. These feelings are real, but they're not exclusive, and they definitely aren't limited to one belief system. So here's the question I couldn't ignore. If everyone feels the same spiritual emotions, what are those feelings actually pointing to? Maybe they're not God saying, "This is the one true church." Maybe they're God saying, "This is good for you. This is healing. This brings you toward light and goodness." Maybe spiritual feelings are less about confirming doctrines and more about confirming alignment. Alignment with compassion, with honesty, with growth, with love. I felt powerful emotions reading the Book of Mormon, moments that lifted me, challenged me, or brought me peace. But I felt those same emotions watching The Pursuit of Happiness, or Freedom Writers, or The Let Them Theory, book by Mel Robbins. The same warmth, the same tears, the same desire to be a better human. So maybe the real question isn't, is it literally or historically true? Maybe the question is, does this lead me toward truth? Toward compassion? Toward integrity? Toward becoming someone kinder and more aware? And this led me to a thought I never expected. What if God isn't exclusive? What if God isn't using feelings to validate institutions or to declare a winner in the spiritual Olympics? What if God is validating you? Think about someone finding peace in a cathedral, or someone finding calm in a mosque, or someone connecting deeply with themselves during a yoga class or on a quiet mountain hike. Is God really saying, "Wrong church, wrong place"? Or is he saying, "I'm here. Your heart is open. This moment is good for your soul"? So then, what is the Spirit for? If the same peaceful, spiritual feelings show up in every faith, and even outside faith, then maybe the Spirit isn't meant to prove history or certify doctrine. Maybe the Spirit's role is simpler and deeper, to comfort you, to guide you, to nudge you toward goodness, to soften your heart, to inspire compassion, humility, curiosity, and growth. So here's where I've landed. Spiritual feelings are real. They matter. They're beautiful. But maybe they were never meant to divide us or to prove which church is right. Maybe they were meant to connect us to something bigger, more loving, and more universal than we ever imagined. Here's the part that cracks something open for a lot of people. If God is loving, infinite, fair, and universal, why would he only reveal truth to one small group in one tiny slice of the world at one moment in history? Think about it. There are over 7 billion people on Earth. Billions of them were born into religions they didn't choose. If only one of those religions is the correct one, and only the people lucky enough to be born into it get access, then God isn't loving or fair. He's running a celestial lottery. But a universal God, a God big enough to create galaxies, wouldn't be selective, wouldn't play favorites, wouldn't say, "Oops, sorry you were born in the wrong country. Better luck next lifetime." A universal God is universal, available to everyone, everywhere, regardless of birthplace, language, or cultural story, which means no religion can claim exclusive ownership of him. Not mine, Not yours, not anybody's. When we realize that our beliefs were shaped by where we happen to be born, it becomes easier to approach faith with humility instead of certainty, curiosity instead of fear, and compassion instead of tribalism. And just to be clear, I'm not saying religion is bad. Religion can bring incredible good into the world: morals, values, community, service, structure, and purpose. It gives people a place to belong and a framework to grow. But we also have to be honest. Religion can bring division. It can create shame, guilt, and fear when beliefs become rigid or controlling. There are pros and cons to all of it. Every belief system has light and shadow. At the end of the day, each of us has to decide for ourselves what path aligns with our truth, our values, and the kind of person we want to become. And that choice, that freedom, is where real spiritual growth begins.